Welcome to the 5th episode of the BlueCollarBaddies podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by the Stoic Pearl, supporting and empowering women in the trades. Today we're here with Grace.
I am a residential electrician, finishing up my first year of my apprenticeship. Non-union, not in Newark or anything, not yet anyway. I'm working on that, doing my research.
Maybe we can go together, because I haven't been yet to our chapter in Oklahoma.
Where's our chapter at? Do you know?
I've heard it's in Oklahoma City, so...
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah. So you're based out of Tulsa?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I work mostly in the Broken Arrow area, but yeah, Tulsa, that area.
And what made you want to be an electrician?
So growing up, my dad was a handyman after he retired from the Navy, and he would ask me on my school breaks and stuff, hey, I got this job, would you like to come help, make a few bucks? Sure, I got nothing better to do. Rather do that than sit at home, play video games in bed. And kind of just ventured into that. Never really thought I was going to go anywhere into construction.
Right.
Until after high school, and then I did some college classes my junior year, realized that was not my forte. I could not just sit and read out of a book and study. But my school also offered Tulsa Tech, and so I was like, might as well. Mm-hmm. Realized that I kind of liked working with my dad more than I thought, so they offered a introduction to construction program. It was a 6-month program. And so I went with that and fell in love with it. Loved working with my hands, loved learning all of the different things, and knew that even if I didn't find a job in construction, I could still have all these skills.
Absolutely.
And when you not need maintenance on your house,
at
one point or another. So did that. At the end of the semester, they gave me a piece of paper and said, hey, you get free tuition if you do another class after you graduate.
Nice.
So in a little bit of a panic, and also just, hey, electricity's cool.
Yeah.
I circled electrician and forgot about it. Until that next year, and they said, hey, you're coming back, right? I was like, oh, sure. Yeah, great.
That's funny.
And I was working at Raising Cane's at the time and did not want to be doing that anymore.
Right.
So did that. Fell in love with it, loved the people I was in class with. I was the only girl in my class, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's great.
Yeah. So from tech school, you become, I don't know how the apprentice deal works. So.
Yeah, so my last day of tech, my instructor told me that I could leave early if I went and applied to places. I was like, fine. So, went to a couple places, a little bit closer to me. He was like, hey, you should check out this one company. So I went over there, talked to the big boss, and he hired me on the spot.
Dang.
And was offering more pay than the other companies I had applied to.
Right.
So, like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'll be there Monday. It was December 23rd.
Nice.
Had to wait for Christmas to get over, but it was fine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so then they put you through like more training basically until...
So, yes and no. They kind of just shoved me on a truck and sent me on a job site.
Okay.
And the journeyman was like, do you know what you're doing? I was like, yeah. Never wired a house before in my life because they initially put me on what we call a rough crew, which is before sheetrock goes up, putting wires into walls.
Right.
Building your panel, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, sure. Messed up a few things. My very first day on the job, I actually hit myself in the finger with a hammer.
Ooh.
Ended up losing my nail.
Golly.
So I should have taken that as a sign.
Yikes.
Probably, but I didn't. So here I am. Yeah, really no like training beforehand. They just
I mean, you just gotta learn as you go, I guess.
Which that's the best way to do it, I think.
Yeah.
I know some companies have to do it different.
Well, I feel like you learn more if you're in there actually doing it.
Yeah, and it's not one of those things that is extremely dangerous, so you have to be aware of things to watch out for.
Yeah.
Other than hammers.
Yeah, obviously. So, what's been the biggest struggle you faced, like, being a woman in a male-dominated industry?
So, on the way here, I was thinking about this question specifically. I had like 17 different answers.
Yeah.
I think the biggest struggle I found, though, is men and women, their brains are wired very differently. We all know that.
True.
And these men are used to only working with men.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the third girl who has ever worked at this company, and the only one that's lasted this long.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of critique on how much I backtalk, which I've never seen it as backtalking. I've always thought it was just asking questions. I'm somebody who needs to know the why of what we're doing.
Me too.
And I always like, oh, could we do it this way? Would it be better? And then some of the guys don't take that as well.
Right. Like, no, we've always done it this way, and that's how we're going to do it. Even if it doesn't make sense.
I think that's just an old man thing. But I don't know. That's been my biggest thing recently. Right. And then, of course, like, you have your periods.
Yeah. Bathroom is always an issue, especially if you're in new construction.
Yeah. If there's a porta potty on site, it's never in the shape it should be. It's great. I love it.
Is there anything you feel like you're missing out on by not having a normal job? Or you know?
During high school, I would get my nails done every 2 weeks religiously. Yeah. And then I got the job, started on that rough crew, broke all my nails, never got them done again. And my hands are... Yeah. I bite my nails, so it's rough. Right. I've been thinking about getting them done again. I don't know if I will do it or not. But I miss getting my nails done.
I mean, there are tons of girls who do it with those long fingernails. I just paint mine and then brake cleaner wears it off, so...
Yeah, I don't know if it's expensive. Right, and I'm not one to, like, be careful. Right, yeah. I just do what I gotta do. Yeah. So,
spend the money and then break one the next day. Yeah. Plus, that hurts.
I haven't talked myself into doing it again. Yeah. Not yet, anyway.
If you switched trades or you started out in a different trade, what do you think it would have been?
Probably welding. That introduction to construction class I took, we did a little bit of like masonry, welding, HVAC, electrical, and I liked the welding a lot. But it was a student taught like 2-week thing. Oh yeah. And bless her heart, I hope she's not listening. The girl that was trying to teach me had very broken English. Oh. And so she was trying to explain to me what I was doing. Yeah. I was misunderstanding her. Right. She was telling me to go slowly a lot, and I'm not a slow person. Right. But yeah, I really enjoyed welding. Probably need to work my patience if I were to switch or something, but right. I don't know. That'd probably be my first go-to trade.
That'd be cool. There's a lot of female welders. Yeah. Like a lot.
And they tend to be better because they have that attention to detail. Right. That a lot
patience.
Of guys are...
yeah. So, speaking of females on the job site, have you run into any issues with any, or you're just the only?
9 times out of 10, I am the only girl on the job site. Yeah. Usually it's me and my crew in a house. Right. Sometimes you get the occasional painter or cleaner, but I really don't run into that many girls. Yeah. And if I do run into them, they don't talk to me.
Right, yeah. No drama or anything.
No drama.
That's good. What about, like, people outside of the trades, like any of your, just random people that you know that are like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Definitely do have some people that are a little more wary. Yeah. I get that. You're an electrician? Yeah. Oh! that we all get at one point or another. Yeah. I've learned to just brush it off. Right. I like my job more than I care about their comments. True. So yeah. What are they going to do?
Yeah. It's always funny, though, when you show up to a job. I don't know if this specifically has happened to you, and somebody's like, oh, are you the little helper today? I'm like...
I have had one situation of that. It was an older gentleman. So, yeah. Luckily, it was a job that I was working with my dad on, so nice. he was quick to
Yeah.
shut that down.
Joey always defends me too. He's like, nah, she's the boss. I'm
Yeah,
definitely not the boss.
I always have the builders and stuff being like, oh, you're the one in charge here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Obviously.
That's funny. Are there any embarrassing job site stories you want to share?
There's one that comes to mind, and I was on the heaviest day of my period.
Oh gosh.
I had just gone to the bathroom, of course, porta potty and stuff, and one of my crew goes into the bathroom and he comes back and he's like, somebody's having a really bad day. There's blood all over that porta potty.
Oh my gosh.
And I can just feel my face go red, and I look at my journeyman.
Oh no.
I don't think he looked back at me. I don't remember because I kind of backed out there. And I didn't say anything, but later I went to my journeyman. I was like, hey, that thing that was said, that was me. He's like, oh yeah, I expect, yeah. So I'm very open with my guys about when I'll tell them when I'm cramping and stuff. Mm-hmm. So they usually know.
Yeah.
And I thought I had said something in passing that this guy would have heard, but I guess he didn't. So I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Somebody should get that checked out. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Another one of those situations where he probably just didn't even think about it being the female on the job site.
Like, I can't blame them though, because there's never a girl on the job site.
Right. Also, I feel like if a man isn't like around a bunch of women things, then they probably just don't even think
like
about it.
Male family. Like,
yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Not a good day. Didn't feel good, didn't want to be in that spot at that moment.
What are there any days that have just been a huge struggle? Like you're like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
I mean, definitely the days that it's either really, really hot or really, really cold.
Oh yeah.
Recently, I got a small promotion. So my company they split their apprentices in two. So you have your level 1, level 2. Mm-hmm. Level 1 is your gophers, like basic
the tool
apprentice.
fetchers.
Yeah. Allowed to do like your outlets, put in cans, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Not allowed to touch anything bigger than that.
Yeah.
Then you have your level 2s who take on more responsibility. It is right below being a crew leader. Have to maintain the truck, have to do all the ceiling fans, all big stuff.
Yeah.
And I recently became level 2, and I'm learning my position, and recently got a new level 1. So I've been having to train him.
Oh yeah.
And my journeyman does not love the way I've been training him, which I've never taught anything before. So it's like I'm trying to learn, he's trying to learn, we're all trying to learn.
Sure.
Lots of stress. Get a little yelled at sometimes, and I don't take that well.
Right,
but
me neither.
it's fine. We're working through it.
Yeah.
I definitely had to have some sit-down conversations, but it's all right. We're getting through it together.
Yeah.
Just makes work a little more
hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean that kind of keeps you, I think, sometimes from focusing on your job because you're focused so much on making this thing happen.
Yeah, my journeyman wants me to like get my stuff done, but help him with his stuff. And I get in trouble if I'm doing my thing and he's doing his thing. Right. I get in trouble if I'm standing over him.
Gosh.
It's learning to find that balance.
Right.
Haven't quite figured that out yet.
Well, plus I'm sure with like any different journeyman, they would have different things to want you to do.
Yeah, definitely. I know some level 2s that they get the same jobs that they had as level 1, don't do anything different. And then I have journeymen that are, well, you're an apprentice, so you do all of the things. Yeah. But I've been with the same journeyman for probably about 10 months now. Oh, that's so good. We've gotten to find the balance. Yeah. I've learned what my roles are. And
nice.
We're getting there.
That's good. What's your absolute favorite thing about your job?
I love constantly being at a different house.
Nice.
I mean, most of our houses are production builds, so it's the same thing, but it's still in a different location. You still have new challenges, and I have severe ADD, so being somewhere different every day it just keeps my brain happy.
Yeah.
That, and I've always been a very creative person. Like, you'll always find me at my desk painting or doodling or whatever. So seeing stuff come together and seeing the final product, or doing a light that's like more intricate than normal, or doing, funny enough, the panels, because I have a little control on how to make them pretty.
Right.
Even though you put a cover on, you never see it ever again.
But you see it though.
Yes, but I know. It's great. But I love the little bits of creativity that I get to have in my job.
Right. Do you work out, or is the job kind of the workout, or you don't really?
Before I started this job, I told myself I was going to start going to the gym.
Yeah.
That never happened.
It's hard. Especially if you're working long hours.
Yeah, I work 8 hours usually. Yeah. More sometimes, but just finding that motivation is just not there. I go home and lay in bed.
Right. Yeah.
Get up, make dinner, go back to bed. But I definitely do get a workout in at work. Getting ladders down, stuff like that. Having to sit here like this for half an hour while your crewmate's putting up a light or something.
Yeah.
Definitely get my workout in. I've definitely noticed some muscle gain, which is nice. So exciting.
Yeah. That's awesome. So what did you think you were going to be when you grew up?
For the longest time, I told myself I was going to be a veterinarian.
Nice.
I was dead set. I was going to school. I was going to do all the things.
Yeah.
And then I worked at an animal hospital for about 3 months. Hated it.
Oh.
It was just so loud, so chaotic.
Yeah, I bet.
Sat out some days. And then I did those 2 college classes. Hated my life. I was like, no.
Yeah.
And my sister was she was in school at that time, so she was talking constantly about her struggles, and I was like, that does not sound like a good time.
Yeah.
I cannot do 6 years of this.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm glad I switched gears.
Yeah.
But sometimes I wish that I did pursue it, but I didn't. So
yeah. I mean, it's not too late, but I feel like you seem like you thrive in your
I have to have the monotony of doing the same thing every day, but a little bit different.
Right.
And I can't do the barking.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be rough. If you had any advice for someone who's like kind of looking at the trades but maybe doesn't have the confidence to just go for it, what would you tell her?
I think my best piece of advice is, what do you have to lose? Worst case scenario, you decide that you hate it, you still have that little bit of knowledge.
Right.
Like, you're always going to need an electrician at one point, or a plumber at one point. Even if you decide that you do want to go to college at some point, take a year off. Go work a trade.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt. It's not as bad as you think, most of them. It's not that bad, and you learn a very valuable skill. And I have learned a lot about leadership in the trade that can be applied to many other jobs.
Right.
So yeah, just
nice.
Why not?
Yeah. All around good for you, even if you don't stay in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't have to do trade school.
Right.
I know a lot of companies prefer people that didn't go to trade school, because you go and you learn bad habits and unnecessary information, and then you're more likely to mess stuff up. They want people with no experience, I've found, because then they can teach you how they need things done.
Right.
Which was definitely a learning curve for me after tech. Definitely had to switch gears on a few things, but
right.
Do or don't go to tech. Just do a trade.
If they wanted to get into
electrical.
Yeah.
That word.
That's the one.
The thing that has to do with electricity, yeah.
Oh God. But they didn't want to just jump off into trade school. Like, how do they approach a company and be like, I've never done this before, hire me?
I'd do exactly that. Just, hey, this is something I'm interested in. I'm looking at my different options. Here's some qualifications I have, even if you don't have qualifications. I've learned that sports, like, if you mention that you're in sports, you're more likely to get a job, which is so weird, because I was a marching band kid.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of companies like something like that, because you learn how to take orders and how to
be on a team.
Yeah, how to work together.
Makes sense.
You have that sense of pride in what you're doing.
Right.
So talk about what you do, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, basketball, whatever.
Yeah.
Just mention the things that you don't think would get you a job.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of companies will give you that chance. But do go apply.
Yeah. If you start out without having tech school, do they like start you out cleaning, like, you know?
Some companies will.
Yeah. Because if you've never had any knowledge from that, how do you know?
In terms of electrical, 9 times out of 10 you're going to start off doing outlets.
Okay.
You will do so many outlets that you're going to want to cut your hands off so you don't do any more outlets. You'll be the grunt work. You'll have to clean up the house afterwards.
Right.
You'll be the one taking up and putting down ladders and all that fun stuff. But yeah, you're gonna start at the bottom. That's any job, any company.
Right.
You need to start at the bottom.
Yeah, you got to know how all of it works.
Yeah. You're not gonna be able to automatically be a journeyman. And know all this stuff and how to troubleshoot, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
So sense. Yeah, really be prepared to do the suck work.
Mm-hmm.
It is just what it is.
Yeah. So many of us have trouble finding boots and jeans and, you know, clothes that last and fit well. Do you have anything that you wear to work constantly?
So I have to wear the same shirt every day. Yeah. But I would just say get the Walmart jeans. I would rather be comfy and just have to buy new jeans, but spending $20 as compared to $100 on jeans. Yeah. And they don't make women's work boots. Right. Like everybody knows that at this point. So I go for the Justin's men's boots. I have to wear, or I don't have to, but I prefer to wear rubber soled boots because conductivity. Yeah. You don't want to be grounded when you're an electrician. Right. Even though that does not stop me from shocking myself
oh, gosh.
way more than I need to. But the Justin's boots, I don't even remember what kind these are. Super comfortable. These are my everyday work boots. Oh, yeah. I just gotta wipe them down if I need them to look a little nicer. Super comfy. Never had any issues with them. Like I got these in March. I got them for my birthday. They still look
nice.
Pretty decent.
Yeah. And you don't wear steel toe?
These are steel toed. I don't have to though.
Okay.
I just dropped a drill in my toe one of the times that I like to admit. Right. So I prefer to.
Is there any safety equipment or things that you have to have that you can't find in your size?
I do not have to wear any PPE. Yeah. It's not required. It's residential. We don't have OSHA on our case. So, but I've definitely noticed a lack of gloves that fit comfortably. I have really long fingers. Okay. So finding gloves I can work in just doesn't exist, so I've just given up. My hands are so scarred up at this point. It's not even funny. But yeah, that's my biggest struggle is gloves.
Yeah. Huh. Okay, so future goals. What are your plans like, or do you have any?
My current plan is to get my license. So I don't know if it's all the states or just Oklahoma or what, but I have an A license and a B license. A is commercial, industrial, residential. B is just residential. Okay. And it's 4 years compared to 2 years. So I'm going for my B license. And I'm thinking, once I get that, I'm kind of thinking about going back to school and learning either construction management or lighting design or interior design. Nice. Something not necessarily in the field, but still related. Yeah.
Get to use a little more creativity.
Yeah, I really enjoy construction. I love the people I work with. I love just having a product at the end of things. Right. But I don't know if being in the field is for me exactly. I'm tired of having back pain. Yeah.
Already.
I'm 19, but my body is 38. Gosh. But no, I don't have any set goals. Right. I'm just playing with a lot of ideas right now. I don't know. Maybe I'll stay here and keep working the field. Right. I love it. Just want bigger things.
Yeah, yeah. What's the tool that you couldn't live without, The one that you just use all the time, no matter what you're doing.
So funny enough, my sister for Christmas last year gave me a first aid kit.
Oh yeah.
It's about yay big. It's in a metal case.
Yeah.
And it fits perfectly in my tool bag. Because I'm now on a trim crew, so after sheetrock goes up, we install light fixtures and switches and outlets and stuff.
Yeah. And
getting blood out of sheetrock,
oh gosh,
is near impossible. And like getting blood everywhere, like it's just, no one wants to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So I constantly have my first aid kit on me.
Nice.
Just right here in my pocket if ever I need it, and that's become the handiest thing. Because I'm constantly cutting myself on something.
Right.
I don't even know where it comes from, and I'm just like looking down, and there's just blood everywhere. So that's definitely the most important thing I carry.
Nice, that's a good one. I use electrical tape when we're on the job because Band-Aids don't stick to sweaty fingers.
These are really good Band-Aids. I don't remember. I think it's the Welly brand.
Oh yeah.
At Target.
Nice.
They're really good. I definitely do have to tape over it sometimes, but. If I can avoid it, I try to, because I will tape it too tight, and then I'll have to stop and undo it, and retape. It's a hassle. Might as well just throw a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah. So, since you're an electrician, I have to ask, they're notorious for leaving messes everywhere. Do you leave your messes?
Funny enough, we got yelled at by one of our builders. Not going to name any names, because if you work residential construction, you know it's the worst builder. It's that one. Nationwide worst. The girlies who get it. We had an issue with them because we were leaving trash everywhere, and they sent emails to our boss and stuff, and it was like a box under the sink.
Oh my.
Or wire strippings left. Yeah. Like we are pretty clean, but he was having such an issue with it, so we have started getting really clean. Dang. Like one step away from mopping the floor. Right. I like to say that we're pretty clean crew. Yeah. Rougers, not so much. When your house is in the framing stage, like
nobody cares.
Yeah.
Well, the spray foamers care, I can tell you that. I've been on stilts before, stepping over all this trash that the rough crew, I guess, left behind.
I try to clean my messes, personally. I'm pretty good about it.
Nice.
Can't say that for the other guys, but I take pride in my work.
Good.
Including my messes.
So do you post on social media anything that you would want people to follow?
I occasionally post on my TikTok. Sometimes I'll have funny little construction memes and stuff. Grace_Mac316.
Okay, cool.
Go follow me on there.
We'll also link it in the description. So.
Sweet. I'm thinking about making a work-related Instagram. I just haven't yet. Yeah. If I do, I'll text it to you and
Sweet.
Link it on there. So that'll be coming soon. But yeah, I don't post about work that much. I don't want to be no offense to anybody that does post about their job. I don't want to be that girl.
Yeah. It takes a little bit of extra time too to set up the camera and make sure you're getting what shots you need.
And then people catch you and they're like, ooh.
Yeah, especially
especially being a girl. Yeah. Like, I always love looking at the Lex the Electrician, Carly the Sparky. I love looking at their comments. Yeah. You inevitably either have the guys trying to flirt or the guys that are like, oh, we should be working instead of just taking videos of things. Yeah. Shut up. Nobody asked. But yeah, it's. I don't know if I have the courage to deal with that yet or not. Yeah. But I've been thinking about it.
It's a lot of fun, and you get to kind of use some of that creativity making the videos too. But yeah, I don't know. It is sometimes just overwhelming. I'm like, okay, never mind. Today I'm just gonna do my job. Anything else you wanna talk about?
Something funny about being an electrician is you constantly hear about the beef between electricians and plumbers. Yeah. Like that. Oh, we'll run our pipe in the wrong spot. Whatever. Yeah. The real beef is the electricians and the drywallers. Oh. Because they constantly are cutting our wires. Yeah, they're constantly covering up our boxes, cutting them too big, stuff like that. Yeah. So if you join electrical, don't let them lie to you. It's not the plumbers. The plumbers are cool. Sometimes, most of the time. It's the drywallers you gotta look out for.
That's funny. Have you wired any houses with spray foam in them?
Some of our attics and stuff will have spray foam. Yeah. And it's we had one recently that was really funny. We were up in the attic looking for a panel or something, I don't remember. And me and my journeyman and one of my crew members were just like poking holes.
Oh, great. That's funny.
Probably shouldn't have been doing that. Probably shouldn't have evidence on camera of me saying that, but it was just, we just stab our finger in. I don't know why that was the most entertaining thing.
It's so satisfying, yeah.
It was great though.
That's funny.
It's little bonding moments like that with your crew that really make or break a day.
Right, yeah.
Just, I love the people I work with.
That really makes your job.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
We definitely have our days that we're butting heads.
Yeah.
But more days than not, we're goofing off, having a good time.
That's good.
Yeah. It's just fun.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. All the links and products we mentioned today will be listed in the description. If you're a woman in a blue-collar industry and you're interested in being the focus of the next episode, or you're a small business that would like to sponsor an episode, reach out to us in the link below.